Let's talk about hidden costs that are often overlooked during a probate or trust property sale. We'll get started right after this.
We're going to have 11 points to talk with you about today. The first one is title issues. Sometimes there's errors on the title and they need to be cleared. Sometimes there's tenancy issues that need to be cleared. That's a hidden expense that many executors, administrators, or trustees are not aware of. The next thing having to do with title is making sure that you have plenty of death certificates. Occasionally, you'll actually need the death certificate of the person who died previously, like in the case of our current client. Her father passed away 5 years ago. His partner just passed away about a month ago. We needed the death certificate for both of them to give to title.
This had to do with how the property was held. So if by chance you have more than one person who is on the property title, that's the situation where you're going to probably need more than one death certificate. The next thing we'll talk about is property maintenance. Sometimes our clients are unaware of property maintenance that may need to take place. Simple things like paying utilities, paying the water bill, making sure that the landscaping is maintained so that it's not overgrown. Sometimes they'll have to go through the process of having security systems put in place so that they can maintain those, and that may have some additional cost associated with it.
And we have a company here in San Diego that will put in a temporary alarm system for some of our clients that are worried about having a vacant home for a very reasonable price, and it's temporary. Some of the other maintenance issues might be getting the property cleaned, keeping it clean, and did you mention yard work?
Yeah.
Making sure that the landscaping looks nice for your buyers.
Yeah.
Number 3 is deferred maintenance. Now, most of the time, people that pass away, they have some type of deferred maintenance. Even I probably have some deferred maintenance that I've just put off getting done. These are things that are going to come up on a inspection that the buyer's going to have anyway, so we might as well address it up front. And how do we do that? How do we go about checking on the property and figuring out what deferred maintenance items are cost effective and need to be addressed?
So we will often do a walkthrough with our clients of a property, and we will determine any potential flags that might be issues that would come up on a inspection. Some of the items that we often see are a water heater being strapped, and this is a particular situation that rules have changed over the years. It's considered deferred maintenance because it might be that the water heater was installed 10 years ago and the rules were different for how a water heater should be strapped at that time versus today. Another item that we often have is CO2 and smoke alarms. Those rules have also changed over the years, and the quantities and where they're located are different than what they were 5-10 years ago. Also, if an alarm is over 10 years old, it likely will need to be replaced.
Meaning a smoke alarm.
Yes.
Yes. Because now they are 10-year smoke alarms, whereas before they didn't last that long. We even have situations where helping with a home right now in El Cajon where there had been in one room, it had been closed in, and there was a window that they put drywall over, and it was kind of bumpy and quite ugly. And we just helped our clients to have a contractor go there and fix that up and put new texture on it and paint it so that it looks like it was never there. Because buyers are going to wonder what that is and think it will cost $5,000 to fix the problem when it cost a little over, like $500.
So making sure that we have those deferred maintenance items handled before we go on the market can really save you in the end when it comes to the inspection. You're still going to disclose that you had the work done. So for example, that particular window, that there was some damage where it had been, you disclose that that damage was there, but buyers are less likely to be worried about it because it has been repaired. The next piece would be legal and administrative fees. So for example, if you are in probate, there are set standards for fees and what you pay to your attorney and the probate courts. Those fees are pretty standard for...
They're called statutory fees. We have a video on that.
Yes.
Yes.
And so knowing that those fees are going to come up, they are going to be there, and if you're in probate, you're going to have to handle those as well. It's another hidden fee.
Yeah, there's also court fees when you're involved with the probate. And then with a probate also, you have a probate referee appraisal fee. If you're part of a trust, if you're a trustee, you won't be having those court fees. You may want to talk with the estate attorney that drafted the trust for your loved one and just get a little guidance there, but that's not usually ongoing.
The next hidden cost is taxes. That is a huge item that always comes up. Taxes are one of those things we all have to pay.
Yeah.
And so you're gonna need to be aware of the three main types of taxes that will come up. So properties taxes will come up, capital gains taxes, possibly. And then also at the end of the process, you will likely receive a supplemental tax bill. That's the way it is here in San Diego. And sometimes that takes place up to a year after you have closed the sale of the property. You may receive that supplemental tax bill, so it's important to be aware that that's going to be coming.
And that supplemental tax bill, it starts as of the date of death of your loved one through the time that you sell the property. You're going to have additional property taxes. And sometimes they can add up to be thousands and thousands of dollars.
It depends on what the decedent was paying for the taxes that on their home. If they purchased 20, 30 years ago, likely that supplemental tax bill is going to be higher.
So number 6 is a probate bond. This does happen in probably about 10 to 20% of cases when someone is appointed as the administrator of the estate. There will be a bond that the probate court will insist on having, and basically it's an insurance that guarantees that administrator won't, I'm going to use the word abscond, with the estate's assets. Like I said, it's a rare thing. I used to think it cost a lot, but discovered that it's a few $100s here or there, usually less than $500 for that bond.
Another fee that will come up is real estate costs. So this is things like staging and photography fees. You might also have some marketing expenses if for some reason your real estate agent chooses to do market that you would pay for. That's not something that we often take part in, but some agents do.
Yeah, and the compensation situation has changed quite a bit because of the National Association of Realtors settlement that's still kind of ongoing. But that is going to be an expense. That's how we get paid to represent sellers. And then sometimes sellers will be willing to compensate a buyer's agent.
And it really depends on what your buyer is asking for. That's when that
We negotiate.
Yeah, we negotiate it. So
Yeah.
it's something to
Just be
keep
aware
in
of.
mind.
Number 8 is cleaning and personal property, addressing the personal property that's left in the home once you and the family or friends have removed their mementos or things that are important to them. We almost always organize a professional cleaning, including windows, for our properties that are in probate or a trust administration. The estate does pay for that cleaning to be done. And we have a clean out company that once the family members and friends have removed things that are important to them, they will come in and they will give a quote to remove the remaining items. And that's how we get a vacant property that we can then get cleaned and we soft stage and put on the market.
The next one, I actually want to talk a little bit about a client that we had not long ago, Lisa. And she went into this process not realizing some of these hidden fees. And one of the things that she was unaware of was vacant property insurance. She was under the impression that she could just continue paying the regular homeowner's insurance on the property, but because the property was completely empty, there was no furniture, and the home was vacant, it was important that she have vacant homeowner's insurance, and that particular type of insurance will protect her in case something was to happen to that home with no one in it. It is typically a little bit more expensive. But it's a temporary fee that would then cover her in case something was to happen. In Lisa's case, we did guide her through that process and helped her to find a provider for that insurance so that she was protected. The good news is nothing happened with the home, but if something had, we wanted her to be covered.
Yeah, because she was nervous about that. And We share that with all our clients that we do recommend vacant house insurance, and I'll have to tell you, most people don't. They continue with the same insurance that their loved one had, but there's a bit of a risk there. As you can imagine, insurance companies are being a little bit more demanding, let's put it that way.
The other piece to that is if a property is in a homeowners association, there will be the fees associated with that. Oftentimes there's a transfer fee when you sell a property, and so that gets included into the hidden fees.
You'll probably be paying the HOA fees monthly. Hopefully there's some funds available that the decedent had in a bank account or something to pay those. The other hidden fee is, like Ashley was saying, the transfer fees from the HOA. What they do is they send over the HOA documents to escrow, around $400 or $500, and then there's an additional transfer fee that could be another $200 to $600. We won't know what that fee is until we are helping our client, and then we talk to the HOA and we find out what those fees are.
The next one would be time costs. This could include things like travel expenses. You've missed work because you're having to go to the property and prepare for the sale, whatever way may be necessary. And those fees are going to add up as well.
Yeah, hotels, if you're not staying at your loved one's home, which a lot of people choose not to do that.
Yeah.
And you're gonna have hotels, you're gonna have your food, you're gonna have a rental car,
Yeah.
things like that.
One of the ways that we oftentimes help our clients with that is when we've met with them, if they don't want to come here and they do have an idea of what they want to do with all the personal property, we don't have them empty it themselves. We will hire a company that will then handle that. And a lot
With
of
their
times-
permission.
With their permission, of course. And a lot of times that is much more cost effective than for them to travel here, miss work, spend the time packing up things and finding a place to take everything. Because there are a lot of items now that donation companies are more particular about when it comes to accepting.
That's kind of like pressing the hard button if you want to box everything up and donate it. There's sometimes people will want to donate something to the Veterans Affairs or something like that, and we'll make sure we pull those items for our clients and make sure they get to that right place. But in general, there's a clean out company that we recommend, and that's pressing the easy button. And the other thing is, a lot of people think they have to keep coming back and forth to San Diego, and they don't. They may come here one time, we meet them, and then we handle everything, electronically, and, just kind of be their eyes and ears. And this is the last one, number 11, that are hidden fees. It could be things like storage. Sometimes people want to keep certain things. Sometimes they want to go through things later. We don't really recommend that because it's just kind of more difficult. We like to see people pull the Band-Aid off and, move on and get things done efficiently. So that's one fee. Another could be hiring accountants to help with some of the documentation, and also when it's time to do the estate taxes as well as your loved one's taxes from the year before. That's a hidden fee.
Yeah. We don't often have our clients do a lot of inspections, but we do typically recommend having a termite inspection. It's a small fee, but it is
Less than $100.
it is helpful here in San Diego County where everybody has termites. And so knowing what that cost is going to be, what the
cost of the
tenting and getting rid of the termites, if it's an issue, is a good negotiating tool for us.
Yeah, we like to know that up front so that when we're negotiating any other costs in repairs that the buyers might be asking for, we always do an estimated seller proceeds document, and that way our clients can see the approximate amount that the estate would be earning after all the fees, including whatever is on the termite report. We include that so that, because most of the time that becomes a negotiating point. So that's what we do.
Yeah.
So these are your hidden costs. I hope you find them of value. I'm Kim.
And I'm Ashley. Thank you for watching.
We are here in San Diego, and what we do is we help personal representatives with homes in probate or trust administration. Thanks for watching.
Please like, comment, and subscribe, and don't forget to hit that bell button.